back to my YouTube channel. It's African Queen Grace. I'm going to do an interesting topic today. This is for all those who are looking to learn Luo. I'm going to talk about simple things, simple phrases, insects, objects in the house, and how we refer to them. So you can use this video to tutor your child, to tutor your spouse, to tutor your friends who are just intrigued with knowing Luo. And just get the conversation flowing. So I hope you're going to learn a thing or two about Luo and how we pronounce things. If you look at the screen, as I'll be trying to pronounce them and give you more articulation into the words, I'll also be writing them on the screen so that you can see the way we actually word it. So, welcome back. Today I'm going to be a teacher. So, the first aspect I'm going to tackle today in the Luo is on how we pronounce or how we call animals, insects, and domesticated animals. So wild animals, insects, and domesticated animals. I'm not going to exhaustively look into them because it's so much, but I've just looked at the common, insects, common animals that you'd want to refer to in everyday conversation. This is just to give you a flavor of what the Luo is and just to educate you on how to pronounce these things. Again, I must give you note or put a note that there's some things that the Luo, we didn't have the names for it. So we kind of also borrowed heavily from Kiswahili. So you'll find that the intonation might be slightly different, but the word might just be the same as how it is called in Kiswahili. So welcome and enjoy with me. So the first word we are going to look at is snake. Snake is English. How do we call that in the Luo? Tuol. Tuol. So it's Thuol. Tuol. So if you say tuol, someone would know you're referring to a snake. You've seen a snake on a tree. Aneno tuol a yen. I've seen a snake in the house. Aneno tuol eot. Even if you talked about it, or if you just cry out and say tuol, people would just scamper away because they know that you've seen a snake. So that's the first one. The second one is ant. Ants are the small insects that you see crawling on the ground, or sometimes they're in the houses. So an ant in the Luo is called ongino. Ongino. Ongino is written as O-N-G-I-N-O. Ongino. So that would be referring to an ant. I know there are different types of ants, but this is a general phrase that we would call ants that are common in the house. There's one that people are scared of. This one always have some red, some red aspect to its mouth, and when it bites you, I am telling you, it is not funny. That one we call it tomorne. Tomorne. That ant, I tell you, that ant is something else. If it bites you or if it gets into your clothes, that's for another conversation. So the second one is ant, which we have talked and said it is called ongino. The third thing we'd want to talk about is housefly. How do we refer to housefly? These are the common flies that we see in the house. Housefly. In Luo, we'd call it luangni. Luangni. So how do we write it out? We write it or spell it. We write it as L-U-A-N-G-N-I. Luangni. Luangni. So if you say luangni, someone will know you're referring to a housefly. If you want to, blow them away or, use your hand, you'll find someone would probably commonly use this one. Luangni taga, this housefly is disturbing me. So luangni, it refers to the housefly. Number 4 is dog. How do we refer to dog in the Luo? Guok. Guok. So when you say guok, someone would know you're talking about a dog. I know some people like to use this word when they are abusive, when they are abusing someone, or when they are using it as a satire or satirical aspect. They would want to say guok. You know, it could even just be a joking. Maybe friends are haggling one another like, oh, you guok. You know, like you dog. So, guok. Guok. How do we spell it? G-U-O-K. Guok. That is how you'd call a dog. Number 5 is chicken. How do we call chicken? Yeah, I know people love chicken, you know. It's a delicious food. How do we refer to it in the Luo? We call it gueno. Gueno. So gueno would be that delicious chicken that you want to pick and, you know, roast or cook or whatever. We call it gueno. How do we spell it? G-U-E-N-O. G-U-E-N-O. Gueno. Then number 6, cat. Cat. How do we refer to it in the Luo? Paka. Paka. This is quite simple to use because it only has 4 letters. P-A-K-A. Paka. Paka would be referring to a cat. Number 7 is spider. Spider. You know, like people are afraid of spiders. There's those that are in the wild, you know, are in the bushes, but there's some that are usually in the house. So spiders, we refer to it in the Luo as otieng. Otieng. When I was doing my research, I realized I kept on calling it otieng otieng. You know, like using the word otieng 2 times following each other. But I realized I must have taken this from one of the common stories that we get for the Luo. Otieng otieng. I think it must have been in a story. But the word for a spider is otieng. Otieng. How do we spell it? O-T-I-E-N-G. Otieng. That would be referring to a spider. Number 8 is elephant. Elephant. How do we refer to elephant in the Luo? Liech. Liech. I think in the Luo it brings out that aspect of the description of an elephant, you know, like the huge animal. Liech. You know, and again, this is a word that is mainly used with when someone who is a little bit heavy, or someone who is I don't know how to refer to it. Someone who has some weight, you know, when they want to bring in the aspect of something weighty, then you'll find them saying or using the phrase liech. So it might not be necessarily that the elephant is in the room or the elephant is in vicinity, but bringing that aspect of a huge, you know, aspect to it, or a heavy thing. Liech. Liech. Elephant. Number 9, lion. Lion. How do we refer to it in the Luo? Sibor. Sibor. So when I say sibor, is not C for cat, it's C for S. How do we spell it? S-I-B-U-O-R. S-I-B-U-O-R. Sibor. Sibor. So when you say sibor, it refers to a lion. Number 10, fish. This is, I told you our staple food in the Luo is fish. So how do we refer to fish in Luo? Wretch. Wretch. And again, I want to say that this is a general aspect or general names we give these different types of things. But again, we must remember there's different types of fish. So there's different types of wretch. But the common name that unites all of it is, the common phrase for fish is wretch. Wretch. So how do we spell wretch? R-E-C-H. Wretch. Number 11, we have goat. How do we refer to goat in the Luo? Diel. Diel. Again, these are very simple syllables that someone can pronounce. Diel. Diel. How do we spell it? D-I-E-L. D-I-E-L. Diel. Diel refers to a goat. Number 12, cow. Cow. How do we refer to cow in the Luo? Dhiang. 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 How do we spell it? D-H-I-A. D-H-I-A-N-G with an apostrophe. D-H-I-A-N-G with an apostrophe. Dhiang. Dhiang refers to a cow. Number 13, hyena. Hyena. How do we refer to hyena in the Luo? Ondiek. Ondiek. I know that some people who like using this phrase of ondiek manganga, you know, but that was just a connotation that was added to flavor it. But ondiek actually refers to a hyena. You know, like the way hyena like, you know, taking away, you know, scrambling for food and all that. Hyena in the Luo is called ondiek. Ondiek. How do we spell it? O-N-D-I-E-K. O-N-D-I-E-K. Ondiek. Ondiek refers to a hyena. Number 14, crocodile. Crocodile. How do we refer to crocodile in the Luo? Crocodile means nyang. 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 The Luo is quite interesting. It's very simple to know it and to understand. When you say nyang, it means a crocodile. How do we spell it? N-Y-A-N-G. N-Y-A-N-G. Nyang. Nyang. Number 15, mosquito. Mosquitoes are synonymous for the lake region because of the water bodies. How do we refer to mosquitoes in the Luo? Suna. Suna. How do we spell it? S-U-A-N. S-U-A. S-U-N-A. S-U-N-A. Suna. Suna. Suna refers to mosquitoes. Number 16, bee. Bee. How do we refer to bee in the Luo? Kich. Kich. And I know, you know, people refer to bees when they think of honey. So when you want to say honey, in the Luo we'd say more kich. More is the honey bit, you know, it looks like oil. So we say more kich, like, you know, the honey that has come from the bee. More kich. More kich. Kich refers to the bees. Number 17, tortoise. Tortoise. How do you refer to tortoise in the Luo? Opuk. Opuk. How do we spell it? O-P-U-K. O-P-U-K. Opuk. Opuk refers to a tortoise. Number 18, hare. Hare. And when I say hair, it's not for the hair, yanywele. It's hair for the wild animal, you know, that the rabbit, you know, the rabbit hair. How do we refer to it in the Luo? Hair is called apoyo. Apoyo. So when you say apoyo in the Luo, you're referring to a hair. How do we spell it? A-P-U-O-Y-O. A-P-U-O-Y-O. Apoyo. Apoyo. Number 19, bird. Bird. How do we refer to bird in the Luo? Winyo. 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 How do we spell it? W-I-N-Y-O. W-I-N-Y-O. Winyo. Winyo. Number 20, Monkey. Monkey. How do we refer to monkey in the Luo? Onger. 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 Again, many people like using this word when they're referring to their bodies, you know, mostly, you know, the male guys like using this as part of their conversation, you know, but it actually means a monkey. How do we spell it? O-N-G-E-R. O-N-G-E-R. Onger. Onger. That refers to a monkey. Number 21, bat. Bat. How do you refer to bat in the Luo? Oliktiga. Oliktiga. Oliktiga refers to a bat. How do we spell it? O-L-I-K-T-I-G-A. O-L-I-K-T-I-G-A. Oliktiga. Oliktiga refers to a bat in English. Number 22, owl. Owl. How do you refer to an owl in the Luo? Tula. Tula. Tula means an owl in English. How do we spell it? T-U-L-A. T-U-L-A. Tula. Tula refers to an owl. Number 23, lizard. Lizard. How do we refer to lizard in the Luo? Olele. Olele. So when you say olele, that already triggers. If you're using it in a sentence in the Luo, it means a lizard. How do we spell it? O-L-E-L-E. O-L-E-L-E. Olele. Number 24, donkey. Donkey. How do we refer to donkey in the Luo? Punda. Punda. Punda refers to a donkey. How do we spell it? P-U-N-D-A. P-U-N-D-A. Punda. Punda refers to a donkey in English. And lastly, number 25, sheep. Sheep. How do we refer to sheep in the Luo? Rombo. Rombo. How do we spell it? R-O-M-B-O. R-O-M-B-O. Rombo. So when you say rombo, it refers to a sheep. So these are the items you're going to keep on practicing in your day-to-day conversations. You can write them down somewhere. You can, you know, listen to this video over and over again to practice how to pronounce it. And enjoy learning the Luo. Again, the Luo and Luo is the same thing. It's just that Luo is a shorter phrase of the Luo. So when you hear me interchangeably use the Luo and Luo, it's actually referring to the same language. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm excited to share with you our language, which is Luo, found in Kenya. It's a language that is Nilotic, very exciting to understand, very exciting to practice, very exciting because it has very simple vowels that you can easily catch or understand or practice and pick up as you continue to converse. Share it with your friends and let's enjoy learning the Luo. Remember to subscribe, African Queen Grace, and it's all love from Kisumu. Kisumu is the place to be. Let's meet in the next video.